If someone with depression stopped taking medication because they believed prayer alone would heal them, would that be faith or a dangerous mistake? Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Lafe.
Hi everyone, my name is Coriane.
Today we're diving into a topic that touches millions of lives, but often creates heated debate. Can faith heal mental illness? Or is professional therapy the answer? For generations, people have turned to religion during their darkest moments. Today, more people than ever are turning to therapists, psychologists, and mental health professionals. So who's right? Faith? Therapy? Or are we asking the wrong question?
Depression, loneliness, and burnout affect people across every religion, culture, and age group. And depending on who you ask, you'll get very different advice. Some will say, pray harder. Others will say, you need therapy. But what if the truth is more complicated than either side wants to admit?
When people experience emotional pain, religion is often their first source of comfort. And honestly, that's understandable. Faith gives people hope. It gives them meaning. It reminds them that suffering isn't the end of the story.
Exactly. And religion doesn't just provide beliefs. When someone loses a loved one, goes through divorce, loses a job, or experiences depression, they're often surrounded by people willing to support them. That social support can be incredibly powerful.
Let me share a real example. There was a woman who lost both her husband and daughter within a few years. She fell into severe depression. She stopped socializing, stopped taking care of herself, stopped seeing a reason to keep going. But she said what eventually pulled her through wasn't medication at first. It was her faith community. People visited her, prayed with her, checked on her every week. She said faith gave her a reason to survive when she couldn't find one herself.
And stories like that are why many people strongly believe faith can heal. Because for some people, it genuinely changes the direction of their lives. But let's look at the other side. What happens when prayer alone doesn't solve the problem?
That's where things become difficult. Because many people suffer silently. They pray, they fast, they attend services, but the depression remains. The panic attacks continue. The trauma is still there.
And sometimes people start blaming themselves. They think, maybe I don't have enough faith. Maybe God is angry with me. Maybe I'm spiritually weak. And that can actually make things worse.
That's a really important point. Mental illness is not always a spiritual problem. Sometimes it's psychological, sometimes it's neurological, sometimes it's biological. And those situations may require professional treatment. Let's talk about therapy. Why has it become so important?
Because therapy helps people understand what is happening inside their minds. A good helps people identify unhealthy thinking patterns. They help process trauma. They teach coping skills. And sometimes they help people uncover wounds they've been carrying for years.
There's a story I heard recently about a successful businessman. From the outside, everything looked perfect. Great career, good income, beautiful family. Yet he struggled with severe anxiety for nearly 20 years.
And what happened?
He finally went to therapy. After months of sessions, he discovered that much of his anxiety came from childhood experiences he had never processed. Not because he lacked faith, not because he was weak, because he had unresolved emotional wounds. Therapy helped him understand them, and his life changed dramatically.
I love that story because it challenges a common misconception. Therapy isn't about replacing faith. It's about understanding the human mind.
Here's where I think the conversation gets interesting. Why do people assume faith and therapy are enemies?
Exactly. If someone breaks their arm, we don't say, choose between prayer and a doctor. Most people do both. They pray and they get medical treatment.
So why should mental health be different?
For many people, faith provides hope and purpose. Therapy provides tools and understanding. One addresses spiritual needs. The other addresses psychological needs. And often, people benefit from both.
Let's make this personal. Imagine someone comes to you and says, I've been depressed for 2 years. I've prayed every day, but nothing is changing. What would you tell them?
I'll tell them that seeking therapy isn't a sign of weak faith. It's a sign of wisdom. You can believe in God and still ask for help. You can pray and still see a therapist. Those things don't cancel each other out.
I completely agree. Sometimes healing requires spiritual support, sometimes professional support, and sometimes both.
So let's answer the question, can faith heal mental illness?
Yes, faith can help people heal. It can provide hope, resilience, community, purpose, forgiveness, and emotional strength.
But faith is not always a replacement for therapy, counseling, or medical treatment. Mental illness is complex, and different people need different forms of support.
Perhaps the better question isn't religion or therapy. Maybe it's, how can we use every healthy tool available to help people heal? Because at the end of the day, people don't care about winning arguments. They care about finding peace. They care about getting better.
And maybe wisdom is recognizing that healing can come from more than one place.
Now we want to hear from you. Can faith heal mental illness? Have you personally experienced healing through religion, therapy, or both?
Leave your thoughts in the comments. We read them all. And remember, seeking help is not weakness, whether that help comes through prayer, therapy, community, or all of the above.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
We'll see you in the next episode.